Welcome, artists, to Gravit. Now, if that word sounds familiar, then you were paying some pretty admirable attention in class the other day. If it's entirely new to you, that means maybe you missed class. Maybe you were kind of juggling other things. You were sort of half listening and it's a little hazy. Either way, it sounds like you could use this little refresher. So buckle up, follow along with me, and actually try the program along with me as I'm exploring it. Because I'm going to go over the ins and outs of what we're currently working on, which is Gravit. It's entirely new software. So Photopea, what we were working with previously, was ideal for photoshopping, essentially, for editing images, photography, and uploading hand-drawn artwork, because we were working with pixels. Now, we've abandoned pixels for vector art. Vector art is known for its sleek, crisp look. Think corporate logos, the front of a cereal box, anything that needs to look slick and crisp, regardless of whether or not it's printed on a napkin or on a giant billboard. You're not going to see those stray pixels or blurred edges, right? Those little colored boxes have essentially been replaced by vectors. So because it's a totally different medium, it works differently. And you sort of sculpt rather than sculpting with pixels, you essentially create shapes, use a pen tool, and now cobble your images together from scratch as you draw digitally. But you can still use hand-drawn work and sketches as a template and trace over it. And that's what we're doing. So don't forget, you should have designed 4 flat graphic animal heads. You're choosing one, photographing or scanning it, uploading it, and having it ready for you. Maybe have that picture in your desktop or in a picture folder somewhere, okay? Because you'll need to import it into Gravit. So first things first, to go get Gravit, you're gonna type in Gravit, Gravit, Gravit Designer will probably be the top Google result. Go into it and you'll see this in front of you. You'll see this sort of template workspace, okay? Now, the first thing that'll probably come up is this screen, prompting you to choose your canvas. And you go to paper size here. And I kind of just choose 8.5 by 11 landscape because that's what I'm used to working on. I tend to draw by hand a lot and I draw on paper. So I click it and this opens up. I've now got my canvas to work on. Now we're going to grab our image. Like in this case, you can see I did a little sketch of not an animal, but the creator and founder of Studio Ghibli, Hayao Miyazaki. If you've seen Spirited Away or Princess Mononoke, you might recognize his face. He's a great guy. But this sketch, once uploaded, I was able to bring down the opacity of and trace over it to create this. So I got this sleek graphic, right? And when I zoom in, you can see the difference between, say, pixel art and vector art, right? Really slick, no matter how close I get. Looks professional and highly stylized. We're doing that now, too, with animals. But because it's different than Photopea, it has some amazing strengths, some great new tools at your disposal. And in fact, it's pretty close to Adobe Illustrator. However, it also has some quirks. It's really only going to recognize PNG files or JPEGs, right? It's not going to open up TIFFs or other files, even though those formats are amazing to work with normally. So you want to make certain that your image is a JPEG or a PNG. If it's not, you want to make certain you open a different program and save it as such, right? So to open that image up, I'm going to go to File, and not Open, but Import and Place Image. File, import, and place image. There, I choose my image. And in this case, an animal I've already done. And up here, you'll notice I have a bunch of tools, a magnifying glass, a pen tool, my magnet, and then this little black pointer tool. The nice thing about Gravit is by hovering over the image of any icon, you can see a brief description of it, as well as click a tutorial video for help. But by clicking it, I can select my image and then bring down the opacity on the side here so I can trace over it like I did with Miyazaki. That's where we're going to stop for today. But just know that You can't walk away from the Gravit without saving your work or it will be lost. So check out how to do that in a future video.